My name is Emily Carter, and the day that was supposed to be the happiest day of my life almost became the day everything fell apart. It happened at my wedding. The day I married the love of my life, Ethan. A day filled with flowers, music, laughter, and family. At least, that's what everyone else saw. Because while guests were celebrating, my own brother was planning something else. Something I never imagined he was capable of. And he truly believed he would get away with it. He was wrong. Childhood rivalry that never ended. Growing up, my brother Ryan and I were never close. We weren't enemies, but we were never friends either. Ryan always needed to be the center of attention. If I got an A in school, he needed everyone to know he scored higher. If I achieved something meaningful, he suddenly had something bigger to announce. Every moment of my life somehow turned into a competition for him. My parents called it sibling rivalry, but I stopped believing that a long time ago. Because rivalry means both people are playing. I wasn't. Ryan was. And he never stopped, even when we grew up. Even when we stopped living under the same roof. Nothing changed. A love I thought was safe. When Ethan came into my life, everything changed. He wasn't loud. He wasn't controlling. He wasn't competing with anyone. He was calm, safe, real. After 4 years together, he proposed. I still remember that moment clearly. A small restaurant, soft golden lights, his hands slightly shaking, and then the question. I said yes instantly. Around us, strangers clapped. My parents cried. My friends screamed in excitement. It felt like a dream. Everyone was happy. Everyone except Ryan. He smiled that night, but something about it felt wrong. Like he was pretending. Like something was already forming behind his eyes. I ignored it because I didn't want to believe my own brother could feel anything but happiness for me. That was my mistake. The months before the wedding were overwhelming. Venues, flowers, catering, guest lists, every detail mattered. But Ryan made it harder. He criticized everything. The venue is too expensive. No one cares about decorations. That dress is overrated. And the worst one, half of marriages don't last anyway. Every sentence felt small, but they built up over time, like slow poison. Ethan noticed it too. One night he asked me, "Does your brother actually like me?" I laughed it off, but my silence answered him more honestly than my words. The wedding day begins. The morning of the wedding arrived with perfect weather, bright sky, soft wind. Everything looked like a movie. For a few hours, I allowed myself to believe everything would be fine. Ryan arrived early, dressed nicely, smiling, greeting guests, helping with small things. Even my mother whispered, "See? He's finally changed." I wanted to believe her. I really did. The ceremony. Walking down the aisle felt unreal. Every step echoed in my chest, and then I saw Ethan, waiting, smiling, emotional. In that moment, everything else disappeared. No fear, no doubts, just him. The ceremony was perfect. Vows were spoken, tears were shed, applause followed. For those few minutes, life felt complete. The reception music played, champagne flowed, guests danced under warm lights. For the first time all day, I felt relaxed. Ethan held my hand and whispered, "We did it." I smiled, but somewhere in the crowd, Ryan was watching, quiet, still, focused. The drink that changed everything. I was near the dance floor when Ryan approached me. He held 2 glasses. "One for you," he said casually. I smiled. "Thanks." Then he raised his glass. "One drink together?" I hesitated, not because I suspected anything, but because I had barely eaten all day. Still, it seemed harmless. So I took the glass. Ryan watched me, too carefully, but I didn't notice. I took a sip, then another. He smiled, a strange smile, and walked away. Something goes wrong. 10 minutes passed, then something felt off. The room tilted slightly. My heartbeat increased. My hands began shaking. I thought it was exhaustion. Stress. Wedding pressure. But it wasn't that. Not even close. My vision blurred. Sounds felt distant, like I was underwater. And then I almost fell. Collapse. Ethan caught me instantly. "Emily!" "I'm fine," I tried to say, but I wasn't. Everything faded. Voices became echoes. Faces blurred. And then panic erupted. Guests screamed. Someone called 911. People rushed toward me. And through it all, I saw Ryan, across the room, watching. Not shocked, not worried, just watching. And that scared me more than anything. Hospital nightmare. At the hospital, doctors ran tests immediately. Blood work, toxicology screening. Hours passed in silence. Ethan never left my side. Finally, a doctor entered. His face was serious. "Mrs. Carter, there is a substance in your system." My heart dropped. "What kind?" "A sedative, strong enough to cause confusion, dizziness, and partial blackout." The room went silent. Ethan looked at me. I looked at him. We already knew, but we didn't want to say it. The realization. "Could it have been in a drink?" Ethan asked. The doctor nodded. "Very possible." And suddenly, everything clicked. Ryan, the glass, the timing, his eyes watching me. My stomach turned cold, because the truth was becoming unavoidable. Police investigation. The next morning, police arrived. The hospital had already reported the case. An investigation began. At first, there was no proof, only suspicion, until the wedding photographer called. While reviewing images, he found something disturbing. Photos near the bar. Ryan alone. Ryan reaching into his pocket. Ryan leaning over a glass. My glass. Then me holding it. The timestamps matched perfectly. Security footage confirms everything. Police checked security cameras. The footage confirmed it all. Ryan approaching the drink station, looking around, adding something into a glass, then handing it to me. There was no doubt left. The confession. When detectives confronted Ryan, he denied everything. At first. But then they showed him everything. The footage, the photos, the toxicology report. His confidence broke instantly. And finally, he confessed. But what he said shocked everyone. He wasn't trying to harm me. He said he wanted to embarrass me. That was his exact word. Embarrass. He believed I was always the favorite. He believed my wedding was just another moment where I got attention. So he planned to ruin it by drugging me just enough to make me act strange. He thought people would laugh. He thought it would become a joke. Instead, he destroyed his own life. Courtroom months later, the courtroom was full. My parents looked broken. Ryan couldn't look at me. When I spoke, I stood up and said, "You didn't ruin my wedding. You revealed who you are. You were never competing with me. I wasn't even in your race." Silence filled the room. Ryan lowered his head and never looked up again. Sentence. He was sentenced for deliberately drugging another person. Not jealousy, not emotion. Actions. Consequences. Aftermath. Life slowly healed. Ethan and I rebuilt peace. A year later, we held a small anniversary celebration. No chaos, no tension, just love. Ryan wasn't invited. Some people said I should forgive him immediately. Maybe I will someday. But trust doesn't return just because someone shares your blood. Final reflection. My brother tried to destroy my happiest day. Instead, he exposed himself and destroyed everything he built. Because jealousy doesn't hurt the target. It destroys the person carrying it. My brother secretly slipped something into my drink at my wedding. He thought he would humiliate me. He thought no one would know. He thought he would win. He was wrong. Because the truth always finds its way into the light.